Hello Unlimited friends, it's Zara back again with Q&A about the application of law of attraction in practical ways to our life. The question today comes from Hannah and it is about anger issues. Let me read the question out to you. So Hannah says, I'm so quick to anger over anything triggering, something that has hurt me. I guess a better question would be, how do you let go of hurt? I'm not a very forgiving and even further from a forgetting person. I want things to work between my boyfriend and I, but there are certain things between us that have hurt me immensely, and some that I have to continue to deal with in order to be with him. This person does try a lot for me, and I want to be able to do the same, but my anger over certain things is almost uncontrollable at times. I know that I need to make peace with these situations, and I let them be fixed by not giving negative attention to them, but every time something happens that triggers me, I get so angry. I can't seem to make the right decisions or handle it in the slightest without starting an argument. All right, Hannah, thank you so much for your amazing questions. Your amazing question, and I will say to you that this question is near and dear to my heart because a long time ago, before I started my law of attraction journey, you could say that I used to have anger issues as well. So I'm going to do my best to share some really helpful strategies with you. Before I get into it, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Zara Mahoon. I write the blog zmahoon.com, and on this channel, it is my objective to answer questions from my subscribers. I am the author of 15 different books about various subjects to do with the law of attraction. And if you would like your question answered here on this channel, you can either comment below with your question or send me an email through my website, zmahoon.com. All right, let's get into this. The first thing I want to say to you, Hannah, is you've said here in what you've written to me is there are a couple of things that are jumping out at me. These are your beliefs. Number one, your belief is that your boyfriend triggers you. Number two, your belief is that you cannot forgive. And number three, you cannot forget. These are three negative beliefs that are holding you back. You know that you can do a better job. So it starts with not calling yourself an unforgiving and unforgetting person. Banish that. Start saying it differently. Start saying to yourself, I am willing to learn how to forgive and to forget. I'm willing to learn that. And next, what I want to say to you is understand that the trigger, he is not your trigger. You are your trigger. You are getting triggered. You are allowing yourself to be triggered. And that would not be happening if you were high on the emotional scale. Your boyfriend is not responsible for your ability to be stable high on the emotional scale. You are allowing yourself to slip on the emotional scale. Don't do that, sweetheart. Just don't do that. And so, how do you not do that? Well, by understanding that you're responsible. You're responsible. So the person that you need to forgive and forget about, whose behavior you need to forget about, is you. It's not just your boyfriend, it's you. You need to understand that you created this whole mess and you're responsible for cleaning it up. So, how do you become a forgiving and forgetting person? You've got to expend that energy. Anger has a lot of really fast-moving energy, especially for someone who is prone to having anger explosions. I know that because I was one of them. My strategy became that I need to have an appropriate outward response and a different inward response. I found out that my outward response is what impacted other people. And I can have an outward response that preserves other people from getting hurt, prevents other people from getting hurt by my momentum. It's like I am that rolling car that's out of control at a very high speed that is going to maul anyone coming in front of it. I'm that car. So it's not the other person who is at fault, right? So I need to have an outward response that does not hurt other people. And I have to have an inner response that helps me to expend the energy of the anger that I've got accumulated inside me, because I need to let it go. If I hold it inside me, it is going to hurt my health, and it becomes a rolling stone. It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, like a snowball. So I have to expend it, but not on other people and not for other people to see. So my strategy became to go off on my own and take a bat and hit something really hard, bang a car door. I derived a lot of satisfaction by banging car doors. And just leaving the house, going to the park. I'll tell you, physical exercise really helps because you've got that energy inside you. If you go for a run, which is what I do, which is what I like to do, if you go for a run or you hit something really hard, you expand that energy and you go further up the emotional scale. And from that place, higher on the emotional scale, you can think more clearly. And so the one thing to do is to not tell yourself that you should not have an emotional response, because you should absolutely have an emotional response. Your emotional guidance system is important. You should have an emotional response because you have to pass through your anger to go up the emotional scale. If you put a lid on your anger, you will go down the emotional scale. You've got to find a strategy that takes you through your anger. Does that make sense? And that is why I would find ways to expend that angry energy so that I can keep going up the emotional scale. Now, other people don't have to understand that because it's not about them. It's about me and what I want to accomplish. So when I'm expending my anger, nobody needs to be a witness. In fact, I don't want a witness. As far as other people are concerned, I want to not show any outward reaction. I want to withdraw. And so the thing that I say is, this is going to become an argument and I don't want to engage. So I'm going to walk away now, and walk away. I physically remove myself from an argument. I don't participate. As far as the other person is concerned, I tell them, I am getting really angry just now and I need to cool down. I need to be able to think straight. So I'm not participating in this because I really don't want to have an argument with you. And then I go off on my own, expand my anger, go up the emotional scale to a better feeling place, think about how I could handle the situation in a different way, and then come back. I can tell you that it helps a lot. The problem in what you're saying is that you're trying to put a lid on your anger. Don't do that, sweetheart. Don't do that. So remember, this is strategy number one. You've got to have a different external response and a different internal response. Remove yourself from the situation, then come back. Now, when you cool down, now you've got this window of opportunity to do some vibrational, emotional work, some journaling, some affirming, some visualizing. You've got time to do those things before you get triggered again. And if you use this time in between, because remember, you can't do vibrational work when you're in the middle of an angry episode. You can't do it. You just have to, at that point in time, you just have to control, not having an external response that you're going to regret, removing yourself and expending the anger. But in that window, you can do the work, which involves my signature process. I call it the 4-step process. It's the process of locating your negative beliefs and then turning them around using self-talk. It's a structured process, and there's another video on my YouTube channel that explains how it works. I'm going to tag it up there so that you can go and watch it. So use that exercise in order to change the way you talk to yourself in between. And what that will do is every subsequent time when you get triggered, you will get less triggered. Less and less and less and less and less until you won't get triggered anymore. You see, remember one thing, Hannah. It's not someone outside of you who is triggering you. It's you. It's you. Because you wouldn't be triggered if you were not low on the emotional scale. So those are a couple of the things that jump out at me immediately that I want to make a point for you. Then in your note you say, this person does try a lot for me. So there are things about him that you appreciate. And one of the things for you to do in that gap period while you're doing your emotional work is to make a list of positive aspects of him and of you together. What does being together with him mean to you? Appreciate that. Appreciate him. And the more you can stay on the vibration of appreciation, the more your relationship will continue to improve. All right, Hannah, I hope that this helps you. I know that this working on anger issues does take time. It does take work. And so if you have a follow-up question, I'll be more than happy to help you with it. Take care in the meantime. Bye for now. And everyone else, before you leave, if you could give me a like and a comment. Tell me if you've ever been really, really angry. And if you used a strategy that worked for you, share it below because it will help other people. All right, folks, love you all lots. Bye for now.